Eccoci di nuovo qua.
Here we are, once more at the Mesola castle, in the province of Ferrara. Yesterday I suggested you a track loop to the Island of Love, with the lighthouse, then to the Sacca degli Scardovari, and back to the castle cycling on the FE20 bike path that leads to Ferrara and beyond. Today I want to show you a different route. I'm going south, towards Pomposa, the Volano Pines Forest, the beaches of Comacchio. Don't miss the first video, you find the link in the description below, but now I'm ready to ride my bike and discover this track. That's really easy. I'm going to tell you all the necessary details to organize the excursion by yourselves. So, if you're ready, let's go to the sea! Ready, steady, go! Just crossed the highway, I pedal surrounded by a peaceful rural landscape, very beautiful, heading to the Gran Bosco della Mesola wood. That's what remains of an ancient forest stretched along the Adriatic coast for centuries. Deers and fallow deers can be seen in this natural reserve, while some areas are only accessible with a guided tour. Road bikes are not suitable for this route, which consists of many dirt roads and country roads. Much better a mountain bike. I'm getting close to the sea. Indeed, there is sand. Too much for me. I'm too heavy with my bags, backpack and equipment, so I walk this section.
Arrivati a questo punto.
At this point you have two options. You go straight on after the bridge over the canal or go right for a detour. If you go straight on, you shorten about 4 or 5 miles, but I suggest you to go right towards the Pomposa Abbey, because it's very beautiful. Even if you usually are not interested in visiting churches, this one is really stunning. And also behind the church there is a small park with a little pond. It's a beautiful place where to take a break, sip something fresh and relax. So I go right. Plus, on the detour to the Abbey, you'll bump into pleasant surprises. The 157 feet high Romanesque bell tower was built 1,000 years ago. It's the perfect welcome to the Abbey complex, made by the Church of Santa Maria with lots of beautiful frescoes and mosaics, and the Pomposa Museum with interesting finds from the archaeological site. While the park is the perfect place to relax and take a break in the shadow. Come on! With a short loop in the greenery, I get back to the beginning of the detour. And along a dirt road, again with sand, I reach the Cannavier Oasis, a naturalistic paradise ideal for bird watching. Here I cannot ride my bike. It's 1 mile drenched in silent nature, and I exit by the Porticino Oasis, near the restaurant called Mosquito. No explanation needed. I've been traveling for more than 20 miles. The landscape have changed many times, and now I begin to smell the sea. The wind brings smells of salt and sand. I get to the beautiful Volano Pines Forest, that runs for miles by the sea. But you can also cycle into the inner part of the forest, which is easier, and so get the chance to see them. These are the horses from Camargue, in southern France, which graze around the Lake of Nations. They adapted themselves to the River Po Delta, and even though the area is private and they are behind the fence, it's a pleasure to see them. Together with this donkey that looks at me strangely. But a little further on there's another surprise. A group of fallow deer quietly enjoying the shade in the forest, and I can slowly approach them until a cyclist scares them away. Oh, well. I don't know if I'm able to show you how beautiful this place is. I pass by the wooden sculpture of the dinosaur and leave the Volano Pines forest. I pedal for a few miles along the beachfront of Comacchio up to Porto Garibaldi, and then I leave the coast and head towards the old town of the city, next to a highway but always on the dedicated cycle lane. 32 miles! I get to the famous Tre Ponti Bridge, the symbol of the city, founded millenniums ago. Indeed, the Etruscans founded the nearby city of Spina on the Adriatic coast in the 6th century before Christ. Comacchio is a lovely town, and it's curious that until 1821 it was an island, but I'm not going to visit it today, because I got here to see one of the most known and appreciated areas of the River Po Delta, the Valli di Comacchio. This is a real paradise. A dirt road runs for miles in a beautiful natural environment and leads me to discover some of the most iconic places of the delta, where time seems to have stopped at an unknown point in the past, with the fishermen and their small boats, the bilancine, those pile-dwelling buildings used for fishing, the Comacchio salt mines, and, above all, the undisputed stars of this land, the pink flamingos.
Qui inizia il giro.
Here begins the wide tour of the Valli di Comacchio, where you can discover other beautiful places. The southern bank of the lagoon is a place not to be missed, and from the southern bank the Boscoforte Peninsula stretches into the lagoon for a few miles, a very beautiful place where you can find wild horses. But the Boscoforte Peninsula is a private area. Currently you can only visit the first part with a guided tour. But for the 2021 they are thinking of opening the whole peninsula to guided tours by bike and kayak. Note that the tour of the whole lagoon is 30 miles long. I have already been cycling for about 38 miles, so it could become a long trip. Also in the eastern area, let's say between the valley and the sea, at the height of the Bellocchio Inlet, it's possible to cross the Gobino Canal only on the highway, which is not a safe place where to ride. Also consider that to get back to the car or to go back home, the nearest train station is Ostellato, 16 miles from Porto Garibaldi, so take it into account. In my opinion, you have two options. You really want to pedal a lot to go back to your car or to the train station, or the best solution if you have time, and I'm going to do this because I'm tired and the weather is getting bad, you book a night in Comacchio or at some hotel by the sea and spend a day at the beach. Good idea, hmm? So my friends, time to say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed the video. As usual, I leave you some information and links in the description of the video. You let me know if you like the itinerary, if you have suggestions, tips, criticism, everything. See you next cycling, next hiking, next adventure around Italy. Bye!